2,500 reviews, giving us an almost perfect 5-star rating customer pick. And as Lou said, if they had all the reviews from the beginning of the product, it'd probably be closer to over 10,000.
Oh, easily.
5-star reviews.
Easily.
This is the 2-pack. We've taken $50 off for today. This was really the steal of the day with Origami. So if you're questioning how can I get the most vertical storage, the most customizable closet spaces in your garage, in your bathroom, in your entryways, in your kitchen, this is it, because you're not just getting one, you're getting two.
Yeah.
These are the colors. This one is called pewter. Right here is called the black, and then that lightest gray tone is what we're calling platinum.
Yeah.
And you can really put 250 pounds on each shelf.
Without the wheels on there, yeah,
and
absolutely.
Then with the wheels.
With the wheels, 75 pounds per shelf. Just like, you know what's funny? It's the same amount of weight, the same specs as our largest rack.
There's physics in there somewhere.
Yeah, there is. The big heavy duty. They're basically the same rack. It's just the smaller dimensions on this one. So quick story about this. We've been selling this one, I want to say, for about 15 years, 14, 15 years. And the reason being, we started with the largest rack, which we're going to be going to in just a few minutes. And that one did so well that customers started calling in and saying, I love this large rack, but can you give me something with a smaller footprint? I still want all the same specifications, weight capacities and all that, the ease of setup, all that, but something smaller. And this is what we came up with. And if you notice the dimensions on this one, it's about 30 inches across this way, okay? About 13 inches deep. So really the shelf is about 11. Then you put an inch on each side for the post. So that's about 13 going that way. Stands about 35 inches tall. So this is a decent sized rack to have in your garage to put, works great under windows, by the way, or any room that you want to put in the house. It's powder coated steel, just like all our racks are. And there is no assembly required. It's just a real quick setup like that. So I just broke it down. Now here's the cool thing. You're getting 2 of these in the box when you order them and they come home. They weigh somewhere around 26 pounds, okay? So we're talking about shipping for free about 50 pounds, a little over 50 pounds of weight to your house. That's a lot to get shipped for free. You're just amazed at the construction of this.
Oh, well, I was just thinking to put this in my closet because I'm always looking for something that has less of a depth. Then you can take the top shelf off so your clothes can hang, and then you have 2 additional shoe shelves here. And you could use this to hang your purses or your belts or your ties going down vertically.
You're on fire today, I'm telling you.
Well, I need less depth in there. You don't have a lot of walk space in with your closets. So the fact that you still have the sturdiness, you're not taking apart a piece of furniture if you need to customize it.
Exactly. You don't have to take anything apart to do that. And I've seen people use this in their closets. I've seen them use them in their mudrooms as the world's most, sturdy and indestructible shoe rack. I mean, if you've got snowshoes, we're talking about with salt and slush and all that stuff on them, and that'll eat up almost any kind of metal, not to mention particle board or plastic. These are going to be able to withstand that. Now, that's what it's going to look like when it comes to your house. Both of them in the same cardboard box. You'll hear me say this again. The toughest thing you're going to do is get it out of the cardboard box because they really pack these things well. To set it up, super simple. Grab the sides, pull it open, okay? I'm going to spin it around to the back. The origami toggle is right down here. This is a patented design that they did because all you've got to do is thread that through like that and push down. Now this whole thing is stable. I can pick it up, I can move it around, I can do whatever I want. Then you flip over the top shelf if that's what you want to do. Don't have to. That top shelf right there has one little latch on the side. You drop that into place and you're done. That was the whole thing.
If you want to add the wheels, add the wheels. If you don't. They are those wonderful caster wheels that are so smooth. They're top of the line wheels.
Look at that.
But Lou, getting 2 of them, that's exactly what I want because now I can get creative. Like I know this is what I want for things like the heavy air fryer, the heavy espresso maker, those items that you just don't want to put on the particle board, not only because it won't hold the weight, but if they break, there goes your investments. There goes your pieces of electronics, your kitchen investments. So having something that is going to hold it, but now I get a whole separate one. Maybe also for the kitchen, maybe for the, as you said, mudroom, the closets. If you have a small closet, I love the dimensions of this.
Oh yeah.
You could even just put this against the wall in a bathroom or, in a bedroom because it takes up so little actual floor space.
Well, and that's why we made it this size because there were people that were like, listen, I can't put that big rack in a hallway. I can't put it in my bathroom. It's not going to, certain areas in the house, it's not going to fit. But this little guy will. I have one in my, actually I've got a couple in my garage. One of them, we have like all our mops and brooms brooms and stuff hanging on the wall, and underneath that, the rest of the cleaning supplies are sitting on the rack, which works out absolutely perfectly. Then I've got another one that's on the opposite side of the garage. I have one window in my garage, the only natural light come in there. I was like, I'm absolutely not going to put a full-size anything in front of that. So we put this little guy underneath it, and it works like a champ in there right underneath it. And if you look at the examples we have over here, right? I mean, you know, in your garage, it's a no-brainer to take advantage of the vertical space you got in there and get things off the floor. This is a great way to do it. A lot of people use these as dollies in their house too, meaning they'll put heavier objects on them to roll them around through the house. Maybe, you know, you can't carry a big bag of dog food or rock salt or firewood, you know, anything like that. But by the way, for firewood, this thing is amazing.
What a great idea.
It's amazing as a firewood rack.
That's smart.
The kids' toys, why not? You know, by the pool. And there's a video somewhere we've got, you can see some of the uses for this. And one of the uses that you're going to see is by the pool deck. Why is that important to mention? Because it's powder coated steel, they're going to resist chipping and scratching, but they're also going to resist corrosion. So what do we have that's in our pools that causes corrosion? Chlorine. So you don't have to worry about the chlorine getting on there. In the laundry room, you don't have to worry about bleach spilling on it. You know, how many people out there have a washing machine that's got the rust streaks on it? Well, that's the bleach that's doing that. It's eating through the enamel. Not going to happen with these. Right there, that's the pool deck.
How beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
Get a couple of them all lined there. I have one in my laundry room right now. I love that sense of security, knowing that no matter what is spilling onto it, it's good to go. Also, just building that vertical space, building all that storage, and knowing if and when I leave, I'm taking it with me. It's not me putting the back work into making sure that the next homeowner gets to enjoy it. This is something I get to take. It's going to make the house look great when they tour it, and it does not convey, baby. So this is what I love. Those are my three favorite words. So this here we have, of course, remember with the three colors. If you do love the gray, you have a lighter or a darker tone.
The pewter.
The pewter is that darker tone, and it looks really nice because there's a bit of a gradation in it. Like
I love that. I call it a mottled finish because it's a little silver and it's a little black all at the same time. And by the way, because it's powder coated, you can actually feel a texture in there. That's something they can do with powder coating that with paint, if you feel a texture in paint, they did something wrong. But with powder coating, that's an okay thing. Let me show you something else cool about these. I'm going to go back to the counter back here. I had to think of the word for that. I'm going to go back to the counter over here. I just want you to see something here. If you're going to use it in your kitchen, okay, it's just maybe a ½ inch higher than the counter, but not enough that it's going to prevent me from like moving things, transporting things back and forth, like that big turkey that you want to bring to the table. But if you're like me, you don't trust yourself with all the juices and everything in there. This is a great thing for that. The other thing, Natasha, I'm going to move back here. If you have stainless steel appliances, okay, this thing looks absolutely awesome in your kitchen, especially if you get the platinum one. I think it looks amazing with any stainless steel you might have. And a lot of people, to your point earlier, they use it for a coffee station. They use it for their kitchen electrics. All these different things. I've actually used it as a bar before too, where I put like a piece of cardboard on top of this, and then I put all the beverages on here. And you can even throw, if you wanted to, a tablecloth over this, and it looks absolutely amazing. But the nice thing about this is it rolls. So wherever you want to take it.
And to have over 2,500 reviews, huge customer pick. People have loved this for years and years. We took $50 off. Remember, you are getting two. So when you use our flex payment system, which I recommend, because again, we were really lucky with Origami to have those 4 flex payments that will not be a layaway situation. It will be a $37, pay 37 and change on any major credit card, and then you'll get two. So around $18 per piece to get shipped to you right away, free shipping and handling. And you're right, I keep my Origami in the cart until the free shipping days. The black is very popular. Black is actually the metalwork detail color I have in my home. It's very popular with, you know, farmhouse aesthetics. It'll look great in your office and of course, in your garages. And I love what Lou said about this is actually doubling up any storage you may already have in those spaces, because now what I've done is I put my holiday decor on the permanent shelves that are against the wall. And then everything else goes on my Origami. And when it's time for the holidays, all I do is move my secret wall out of the way, and now I have access to those holiday decorations, and I move the wall back. It's like having a whole secret storage room just because now my false wall is made of Origami. I remember the first time I was presenting with you, and I said, why don't I just make a whole wall of Origami that I can move? And then I did it. Changed everything.
That's what I did in my garage too, and people thought I was crazy. They were looking at me like going, you put shelves in front of cabinets? Why would you do that? And I'm like going, let me show you.
Yeah.
Just wheeled them right away. Now, speaking of
storage room.
Speaking of bars, take a look at this, okay? Because in this photo right here, they're using it, see what I'm saying? They use it, it looks really good. And this is the thing about origami. Watch the way it transforms when you go from room to room. So right here, we're looking at the bar inside. I think we've got another one where somebody's using it as a plant show. Oh, in the garage. Right, same one. Just wheel it out to the garage, and it takes on the personality. I call it the chameleon of the furniture world. It takes on the personality of whatever you're using, and there it is as a plant shelf right there. Because water will drain, air flows through, and you don't have to worry about it getting corroded because, again, powder-coated steel, that's not gonna happen. You know, this past weekend, we had a St. Patrick's Day celebration up where I live, right?
Cool.
And so we went down there, but they had a lot of, the streets were closed, so they had a lot of vendors. And I'm walking down, and this has happened to me before, but never to this extent, where I'm walking and I start seeing origami pieces in the different vendors' booths. And I'm like, at first, I've seen it happen before. I have a friend that uses one as a hutch, she paints glassware. I've seen it before, but not so much as I did this time. And I'm talking other pieces, like the large racks, the baker's rack that Rebecca had earlier. I mean, all of them. And the reason that people do that is because you can transport these, because they will put up with being opened and closed hundreds, thousands of times.
It's true.
I mean, it makes sense.
And when you're getting two, you'll have the one for that bar cart and you'll have the one for outdoors.
Exactly.
They don't even have to be the chameleon because you are getting two twins here. Will you show me how they'll be delivered to us in our last
Yeah, absolutely. So the way it's going to come to your house, they're going to look exactly like that. They're going to be flat packed together in a box. And then to set it up, I'm not going to spin it around this time, but just to show you how easy it is to do, you open it, you do this little latch on the back here, that origami toggle, which is patented, and one latch on the side here, and that's it. I did the whole thing. And again, weight capacity on this with the wheels on it, as you see it right here, 75 pounds per shelf for a total of 225 pounds. But without the wheels, you can go up to 250 per shelf for a total of 750 pounds on each.
And almost, is this like 16 or 17 inches high, right? It's like around, from here to here.
Oh, yes. Okay, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
In between the shelves. So that's higher than the average shelf. If you have that one item that just cannot fit on your shelves, this will do it. And if you have that super crazy item,
there she goes.
This is the way to do it.
Yep.
Because now you can actually have the sturdy holding 250 pounds.
250 pounds without the wheels. Isn't that crazy?
It's the way to do it.
Oh,
now, if you don't have our HSN credit card yet, today we have an opportunity that if you go ahead and call the number on your screen, we'll give you the credit card.